In this episode, I have my in-laws' 2023 Yukon Denali Ultimate in for a new vehicle detail and ceramic coating. They instructed the dealership to deliver this vehicle unwashed when they purchased it because they were having me ceramic coated as soon as it arrived. There were spots that appeared to have been polished or wet sanded, but were not refined far enough, as well as one spot where a bird balm started to etch into the paint. For the cost of a vehicle like this, I expected the paint to be in better condition, but luckily it's something we can fix. I started with a pre-soak of rinseless solution at a normal 256:1 ratio. This was left for a few minutes to start breaking down some of the heavier surface dirt and to start to preserve the bird balm. The contact wash was done using DIY rinseless with a legacy sponge. I did check the paint for bonding contaminants, but didn't detect any, so I skipped the clay step since it was not necessary. The car was dried before performing the post-wash inspection. During the post-wash inspection, I noticed the number of defects this vehicle had from the factory. I inspected each panel with a paint inspection light and applied a piece of green tape marking any defects I found. As I polish the vehicle, these tape markers will ensure that I do not skip over defects that were identified and can complete the steps necessary to correct them. Some of the defects were simply glue residue from the vehicle transport wrap applied before shipping. These were easily removed with an adhesive remover. However, there were a few defects that needed more aggressive polish and pad to correct. I started with those using the 3-inch gold standard pad and polish on the Flex PXE80. The bird dropping etch needed even more aggressive correction, so I stepped up to the DIY foamed wool pad to level that area. Any imperfections and micromarn introduced by the more aggressive pads would be cleaned up with the final polish step. For the final polish, I used a black Lake Country waffle finishing pad on a rotary polisher and DIY gold standard polish. This combination left the GM black paint super glossy and nearly defect free. The glass was also polished in preparation for a glass transparency glass coating. The panels were wiped using a rinseless dampened microfiber to remove the majority of the polish residue, and then the entire vehicle was wiped down using glass-parency panel prep before applying the coating. This vehicle will be stored outdoors full-time, so I decided to use DIY Detail 8-year ceramic coating to provide the most protection possible out of any of the coatings that I offer. I had used the 5-year coating on a previous vehicle with amazing results, and the 8-year offering would provide longer protection than the coating I had been using in the past. The coating went on very slick and spread easily with plenty of working time. The garage was a little humid, so I was only able to get a single panel coated before it was time to level. There was still more than enough working time to coat the panel before leveling without feeling rushed. The leveling process was very easy, and once wiped away, the paint was crystal clear and gloss levels were incredible. The windows were cleaned and then tires were dressed using DIY tire lotion using a flag tip brush to apply it. The DIY tire lotion leaves the tires with just the right amount of gloss and does not sling.